Have you ever wondered how Buddhists celebrate the most sacred days of the year? What is the most important holiday for them? And why? On this very day, do millions of people around the world gather in temples, light lanterns, and pray, not for wealth or success, but for the enlightenment of the soul? Today, you will discover a celebration that changes lives, a holiday that holds the very essence of Buddhism, all its wisdom and all its beauty. You will learn when it is celebrated, how it's observed, and the deep meaning behind it. If you want not only to know but to feel, stay with us. By the end of this video, you'll see the world through completely different eyes. What is the main Buddhist holiday? The main holiday in Buddhism is called Vesak, also known as Visakha Puja, Buddha Jayanti, or Buddha Purnima, depending on the country. It is a day when Buddhists commemorate three of the most significant events in the life of the Buddha: his birth, his enlightenment, and his passing into Parinirvana. Just imagine, one single day unites the beginning, the peak, and the completion of the spiritual path. It's like celebrating not only the birth of a great teacher, but also the day he attained the truth and the day he left this world, leaving behind only light. Vesak is celebrated on the full moon in May, usually in April or May, depending on the lunar calendar. It is a time when nature blossoms, and within the soul of every seeker, a hope for inner transformation awakens. How is Vesak celebrated? In many Buddhist countries, Sri Lanka, Thailand, Nepal, Cambodia, Myanmar, Vietnam, Laos, this day is marked by special rituals, processions, prayers, and offerings. Temples shine with light. On the eve of Vesak, Buddhist temples are decorated with flowers, oil lamps, and flags. Thousands of candles light the path to truth. People bring white lilies, symbols of purity, and incense, symbols of inner cleansing, a day of good deeds. On this day, Buddhists strive especially to do good. They give food to the poor, release birds and fish into the wild, visit the sick, meditate, and pray for all living beings. On Vesak, kind act of the greatest gift of the Buddha, processions and meditations. In some countries, colorful parades are held featuring scenes from the Buddha's life. People walk with flowers, flags, candles, and sincere prayers in their hearts. In temples, suttas are recited, mantras are chanted, and meditations on compassion are practiced. Water and light. A special ritual is the bathing of a Buddhist statue, using water with flower petals. This symbolizes a cleansing of the mind from anger, greed, and ignorance. And in the evening, thousands of lanterns are lit. The light of Vesak is a light of truth, which anyone can ignite within. Why is Vesak the most important holiday? Vesak is not just a date on the calendar. It is a day that contains the entire essence of Buddhism, its root, its bloom, and its fruit. It is a day when time seems to pause to remind humanity once again. There is light, there is a path, and hope is always with us. What makes Vesak so special? It is the birthday of the Awakened One. About 2,600 years ago, on a full moon night in May, in the small kingdom of Kapilavastu, in the garden of Lumbini, a boy was born. His name was Siddhartha. His birth was not just a joy for his family. It was the arrival of a teacher who would one day change the course of spiritual history. Buddha did not come as a god. He was born human. And that's what makes his path so inspiring. He experienced everything we do: joy, suffering, and the search for meaning. It is the day of enlightenment. 35 years after his birth, under the Bodhi tree, that same man, now a wandering ascetic, entered deep meditation. He sat until he saw everything that causes suffering is impermanent. Everything that binds us can be let go. And so, he became the Buddha, the Awakened One, the one who went beyond fear, pain, and attachment. This day marks the triumph of spirit over illusion, light over darkness. It is a reminder to all, enlightenment is possible, even in this life. It is the day of Parinirvana. On this same day, several decades later, the Buddha left his body, but his departure was not death. It was a great silence of completion. He entered Parinirvana, a state beyond suffering, beyond rebirth, beyond form and words. Vesak marks not tragedy, but fulfillment, a full circle, from birth to liberation, from human to enlightened being, and all of it on one sacred day. Why does this matter to us? Because Vesak is not about the Buddha being somewhere out there. It's about the path that lies within each of us, here and now. Birth, a reminder you came into this world with a purpose. Enlightenment, a calling. Don't live in a dream, awaken. Parinirvana, a revelation. Beyond fear lies peace. Each of us carries a spark of the Buddha, and Vesak is the day when that spark awakens. The symbol of 3 great awakenings in one day. Think about it. How often does one holiday include life triumph and completion? It's like 3 candles burning at once, each illuminating a stage of the path. Birth inspires us to begin. Enlightenment inspires us to seek truth. Parinirvana inspires us not to fear the end, because it's only a transition. Vesak is a celebration of the entire spiritual journey, and that is why it is the most important. Not just a day in the temple, a mirror for the soul. On this day, the world seems to unveil itself. The air becomes clearer, hearts become quieter, minds become brighter. Even if you live in a big city, among traffic and daily worries, Vesak still reaches you. You can simply look at the full moon and feel everything you need for happiness is already within. A holiday that unites the world. Vesak is celebrated in dozens of countries, but regardless of language, culture, or skin color, all Buddhists on this day do the same. Pray for peace, meditate on compassion, light the way, and remember how beautiful is the path of the awakened one. This makes Vesak not only the main Buddhist holiday, but one of the deepest celebrations of humanity. What can we take from this holiday? Vesak is not just a historical memory of the Buddha's life. It is a living, profound, and deeply personal moment. It doesn't demand grand rituals. It calls us inward to the place where true transformation begins. A pause, a stop, a look within. In the rush of daily life, we often lose ourselves. We run, hurry, worry, compare. But Vesak invites us to do the first and most important thing. Stop, just for a moment, just to breathe. Like the Buddha once sat under the Bodhi tree and did not rise until he saw the truth, we too can sit, close our eyes, and listen. What really matters in my life? What am I feeling right now? What am I truly seeking? Sometimes one moment of silence reveals more than 1,000 books. The power of small, kind acts. Vesak teaches, great deeds are not required to approach enlightenment. The Buddha said, drop by drop, the pot is filled. And our life fills with light through small but sincere actions. Smile at a stranger, forgive a grudge, refrain from judging, help someone, expecting nothing in return. Say thank you from the heart. These small steps form the path, the bright path, letting go of what weighs us down. Vesak reminds us, the Buddha reached enlightenment when he let go of all desires, fears, and illusions. What are we still holding on to? What burdens do we carry like a suitcase without a handle? Old grudges? Past failures? Fear of the future? Pain we hide behind a smile? Vesak calls us to cleanse the soul, not out of guilt, but out of a desire for freedom. Sometimes to rise, you just need to let go, living mindfully. In the Buddha's life, nothing was random. He was born when the trees were in bloom. He awakened on a full moon night. He departed when everything was complete, every step full of meaning. Vesak reminds us, we too can live with awareness, not just exist, but choose how we speak, who we welcome into our lives, what we read, think, feel, how we treat the world and ourselves. A life of awareness isn't dull. It's beautiful. It's deep. It's the Buddha's path in our time. Compassion as a way of life. Compassion is not weakness. It is a strength that heals. The Buddha taught, if you want to be happy, be kind. And Vesak is not only a festival of light, but a celebration of the heart. Reach out to someone who's alone. Listen to someone no one listens to. Wish happiness even to those who've hurt you. Compassion is a bridge between souls. It's what unites us all in one great living whole. Everyone can awaken. Vesak tells us the Buddha was human, just like you. He suffered, made mistakes, searched, but he awakened. And if he could, so can you. This holiday is a reminder. It doesn't matter how many times you fall. What matters is how many times you rise. You don't have to be perfect. You can be alive, searching, real, and that is already the beginning of the path. A simple Vesak ritual you can do at home. If you want to connect with the spirit of Vesak, you don't need a temple. Everything you need is already near. Light a candle as a symbol of the light within you. Sit in silence for 5 minutes. Just breathe. Think about what you're grateful for. Imagine your light spreading to all living beings. Silently say to yourself, may all beings be happy. May all beings be free from suffering. May love live within me. Stories of inspiration. Here's an example. In Thailand, a monk once noticed a small boy bringing flowers to the temple every year before Vesak. When the monk asked why, the boy replied, I want the Buddha to know that I try to be kind every day. That's the essence of Vesak. Not grand words, but small acts with a big heart. And in Sri Lanka, in a poor neighborhood, a group of people prepare food every Vesak and feed strangers, even those they don't know. They say, if you feed the hungry, you already honored the Buddha. Vesak in the modern world. Today, Vesak is celebrated beyond Asia, in Europe, America, and Australia. UNESCO has recognized it as an international day that brings light, peace, and compassion. Vesak is a global call to goodness. It doesn't matter which country you live in. What matters is what lives in your heart. Vesak is a holiday that says, awaken, live mindfully, love, forgive, shine. If this story touched your heart, leave a like. Share in the comments which Buddhist ideas resonate with you the most. Subscribe to our channel. There are more stories ahead to warm the soul and inspire the heart. And may the light of Vesak be with you, not just on a holiday, but every day of your life.